But I just want to give people sort of a thumbnail sketch of what happened that night. This woman, who is older than a college student, she ostensibly had already finished college, was home with her younger sister, and they were only going to be home together that one night. So her sister was going to this party, and rather than stay home, which was her original plan, she said, well, I'll go with you to the party. She said, I'm going to be the oldest person there, but I'm going to go with you to the party. She did get drunk by her own admission at that party. She was unconscious. She was being attacked, sexually assaulted by this young man, which she was convicted of, by a dumpster on the ground when they were found by two young men who went over to them and literally pinned him down and stopped him from further assaulting her. That's my understanding of what happened here. Let's put up a statement by the father, because this is also getting a lot of criticism. The father said his life will never be the one that he dreamed about and worked so hard to achieve. That is a steep price to pay for 20 minutes of action out of his 20-plus years of life. Brian, what's your take on this thing?
Hey, Martha, this decision by the judge is pathetic, and let me tell you why. First of all, shame on the judge, shame on that father's comment you just showed, and shame on Stanford University. Let's start with that father's comment you just had up there. He doesn't mention the victim in any portion of that comment. He's focused on the perpetrator. My dad was a decorated war hero. He's buried in Arlington Cemetery. If I did this to a young woman, he would look me in the face and say, face your consequences. His dad is not focusing on the victim. The judge, let's talk about the judge now. I couldn't disagree with Randy more. Here's why. In California, you've got to consider both mitigating and aggravating circumstances. Here are the aggravating circumstances this judge didn't consider, Martha, that she's at a dumpster, she's unconscious, it took two people to pull him off, and the fourth thing is nobody is considering the psychological impact on this young woman. This is a lifelong poisonous, toxic scar that she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life, and he faces 6 months for this. This is absolutely unconscionable.
A 7,000-page word statement. Here's a part of it. I tried to push it out of my mind, but it was so heavy. I didn't talk. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't interact with anyone. After work, I would drive to a secluded place to scream. Again, I didn't talk. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't interact with anyone. I became isolated from the ones I love most, and it went on and on. I mean, the description of what she went through that night at the hospital in order to prove this assault is just horrific, Randy. How is this justified?
It is horrible. This is a tragedy of beyond my ability to describe, but I will respectfully submit that one of the most difficult jobs on this planet is to be a judge. And again, we can sit here on...
Does it matter that he was also a Stanford graduate
Randy.
and the captain of the lacrosse team? I mean, I've heard that, you know, I don't know if it's relevant. Is it relevant in your mind?
When you are sentencing a defendant, you look at the defendant's background, you look at the defendant's character, you look at the whole. It's the totality of the circumstances. It's not just the offense. So, of course, that's going to factor in. The judge got letters from friends and family all attesting to this young man's good character. The judge looked at the defendant's past, his present, and he also looked at his future. And this young man is still going to jail.
You're obviously very focused on this young man and less so on this young woman whose account I urge people to read. We got to leave it there. I'm sorry, guys. We'll get back to it. Thank you very much for being here.